This is your brother Bishop of Bishop Zone TV, and today I have another DNA test results video. Yes, another one. Your brother is just out here just giving his DNA away. I'm just giving it away to the government, and they gonna clone the brother like Tyrone. Yes, I'm willingly. I'm just joking, but yeah, this is another DNA test video. And this is brought to you by yourDNAportal, which I was hip to this DNA test via a young sister that goes by the name of Brianna, the Afrofuturist, which she has a great YouTube channel y'all should check out. Once again, Brianna, the Afrofuturist. I hope I'm saying your name right, sister, but y'all check it out. I'll give you a link in the description below. But yeah, she commented on my living DNA video, which she kind of shitted on my test results. I was like, damn, sister, I was excited about this. You know, she questioned the authenticity of the DNA result. I'm just joking with you, sister. I'm just joking with you. Calm down. But yeah, so I never heard about this yourDNAportal, and I decided, man, let me check this out. Let me see what it's about. And I was very surprised at how detailed yourDNAportal is, because it is probably the most detailed DNA test that I've taken thus far. I mean, very detailed. And I wouldn't say that there were some surprises, but it was just more detailed as far as the ethnic groups that come out of specifically West Africa and West Central Africa, which, spoiler alert, there's still no Native American showing up in my DNA. There's still, I'm sorry, y'all, but there's no Native American showing up in my DNA. I don't know what to tell you. There's no Turtle Islander. There's none of that, Dane Calloway. I apologize, but it's not showing up in my DNA. So what I'm going to do is reveal the results and give a little in-depth discussion about these results, and let's see what happens. All right, so as you see right here, they have ancient African DNA and modern African DNA, which I thought that was pretty interesting because I had never seen any DNA site say that they had ancient African DNA. So I was like, okay, damn, that's crazy. So we're gonna go to the modern African DNA first. All right, so when we go right here, we click on modern African. We see that they say such things as the test utilizes the most up-to-date research with a large data set of samples and assesses your African ancestral DNA. So they have a bunch of things that they kind of explain on this DNAportal right here. It also talks about the genetic composition of humans in the continent of Africa, which is the most diverse on the planet. So people, you belong to the most diverse people on the planet. You don't have to skip over to the Aborigine Turtle Islanders to feel proud about yourself. So I'm just joking. But so they have 4 test results or 4 test runs, which I thought that was different because most sites don't showcase multiple test runs. But this right here is the main test run. And so I believe that if this is the main test run, this is the most important test run. And it shows you that they have the mathematical setting divides your genome into 200 segments or 200 fragments. My apologies. And it shows you right here, you see the bubbles. It shows you the different genetic components that make up me. So as we can see right here, you see the population. They break down the group of the ethnic groups. I apologize. They break down the ethnic groups. And as you can see right here, the Kasam Ghana people are 11.5% of my genetic makeup. And then you have the Eastern Nigeria, which is the second, makes up 8.5%. Unfortunately, you have the South Sexual Exploitation European DNA, which makes up 7.5, blah, blah, blue blobs. Then you have the Congo, which makes up 6%. You have the Northwest Sexual Exploitation Europe, because I don't want to say the R word, at 6%. Then you also have the Lamende Cameroon. I hope I'm saying that right. At 5.5%. You have the Bambari Mali at 5%. Then you have the Douala Cameroon at another 5%. Then you have the Masi Burkina Faso at 5%. There's the Yoruba Nigeria, which we know, at 4%. Then you have the Herero, I think I'm butchering that, in Namibia at 3.5%. Then you have the Fulani Senegal at 3%. And you have that Igbo Nigeria at another 3%. Then you have the Mende Sierra Leone at 3%. Look at brothers get excited. Then you have the Bangwa Cameroon at 2.5%. And you have the Wolof Senegal at 2.5%. And you have the Akan Ghana at 2%. And I'm not going to really, you can see it right here, but I'm not going to really break down the ethnic groups in the 1.5% to 0.5%, because that pretty much just kind of means like, I guess you have it, but it's, I don't want to say insignificant, but you see it. You see it. So we don't have to really get into that, but then they have percentages, which is pretty interesting. We scroll down, we can see, hey, if you like, you like illustrations, you can see again, Kasam, Ghana. I said Guinea. Brother just, I just woke up. But Kasam, Ghana, I hope I'm saying that right too. That's the highest percentage that makes up. That's the highest contribution to my DNA, followed by Isan, Nigeria, which is the second largest contribution to my DNA. And then they have pie charts. Y'all like pies, right? Here's the pie charts right here. It breaks it down. So again, man, this is very detailed. And then they go into a little explanation about these, or a little bit more information about these particular ethnic groups. Again. So, it starts off with the Kasim Ghana people, which it says the Kasim or the Kassini people are an ethnic group located along the northern Ghana and Burkina Faso border. They speak the Kassim language, so, that's pretty dope. And then they have down here the Isan Nigeria, which is the Asan people. And they tell you that this is an ethnic group of southern Nigeria, and that the Asan primarily speak the Isan language. It's pretty dope. Then we have South Europe, blah, 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 blah. I ain't gonna even get into that. The Congo people, which makes up 6% of my DNA, but it shows you the Congo people are a Bantu ethnic group primarily defined as the speakers of the Kalango languages. It belongs to the Niger-Congo family of languages, more specifically the Southern Bantu branch, which I find very interesting because when you do a lot of research, or when you do more research on the earliest generations of our ancestors here in America, you start reading several different accounts and documentation of Congo people, like Congo people showing up quite extensively in the earliest portions of American history. So I thought that was interesting that makes up 60% of my DNA. Then you have Northwest European, blah, 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 blops. And let's go to Lamende, Cameroon. Again, it showed the Lamende people inhabit a hilly area in the central province of Cameroon. That's pretty dope. Brother be liking them hills, so I guess it's in my DNA. Then you have the Bambari Mali, which I've read up on the Bambari people. They were documented as well by these European oppressors in the earliest portions of the Americas. And the Bambari are a Mende ethnic group native to much of West Africa, primarily southern Mali, Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Senegal. So that is definitely dope. They have been associated with the historic Bambari Empire. So that is dope. They make up the largest Mende ethnic group in Mali. So that's my peoples right there. We making up the largest. Accept me, please. I'm just joking. Then the Duali Cameroon people at 5%. The Duali or Sawa people are a Bantu ethnic group of Cameroon. You have the Masi Burkina Faso at 5%. The Masi are a Gur ethnic group native to modern Burkina Faso, primarily the Volta River Basin. Then you have Yoruba, Nigeria. We know about Yoruba people. So I got 4% of that, y'all. So the Yoruba, which was much larger on the living DNA, is at 4% because your portal DNA or your DNA portal clearly has a larger database of ethnic groups in Africa where they can just break these down even more so. So it's at 4%. It's still there. So I don't know what to tell you. Brianna, the Afrofuturist, you question. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Don't take it so serious. All right, so we go scroll down. The Herero, Namibia. I'm butchering these things, so hey, excuse me. I'm gonna learn it. Y'all. No disrespect, but this is in Namibia, which this was the biggest shocker to me because I didn't know I had any Southern African genetics in me, but here it is. It shows it right here, at least according to your DNA portal, which they have an estimated 250,000 people in Namibia in 2013, or as of 2013. So that's pretty dope. They speak a Bantu language as well. I'm not going to even attempt to try to pronounce that. Then you have Fulani, Senegal. This is the Fula people, which is one of the largest ethnic groups in the Sahel in West Africa, widely dispersed across the region. Inhabiting many countries, they live mainly in West Africa and northern parts of Central Africa, but scattered as far as Sudan. So that is pretty dope right here, you know. Then you have the Igbo, Nigeria. Again, it shows up as 3% in my DNA. We know so much about the Igbo people. I mean, we don't know so much, but you know what I mean. They're well represented throughout the diaspora. Trust me. Nigerians in general. Then you have the Mende, Sierra Leone, which is pretty dope. The Mende are one of the two largest ethnic groups in Sierra Leone. Then you have the Bangwa Cameroon people at 2.5%. The Bangwa are one of the numerous smaller ethnic groups. Then I'm going to end it off at Wolof, Senegal at 2.5%. The Wolof people, what did I say? Did I say the Wolof? The Wolof people, the Wolof, man, please forgive me, are a West African ethnic group found in northwestern Senegal, the Gambia, and southwestern Costa Maritana. All right, and there you have it. These are my Your Portal DNA test results for the modern African portion. I could break down the ancient African DNA portion, but I just decided to do the main, just the modern day DNA testing. As far as my honest opinion about your portal DNA, I think it's worth it. I didn't pay too much. I just uploaded my previous results from various other websites. It is definitely more detailed than any other DNA testing site that I've tried before, but it's also a bit overwhelming because of the many test results that they use. But I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, they break it down extensively, and so that could be very useful for your journey. As far as my conclusion on it all, as you can see, after many different test results, it is still showing West African and West Central African as the primary source for my DNA makeup. For my genetic makeup, it's primarily West Africa and West Central Africa, and some sexual exploitation European DNA, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There is no Aborigine DNA whatsoever. There is none. There is no genetic makeup that can link me to the Americas. I'm sorry to tell y'all, but it's just not there. And this brings me to another point. Collectively, we have to start embracing our African ethnic groups that we belong to, because we sit up here and lie to ourselves constantly. Not me, y'all. You lie to yourselves and say, well, you can't trace certain groups of people. We don't know where we came from. That's bullshit. There is extensive research, actual documentation, actual papers in handwritten accounts that show specific ethnic groups that we are linked to here in Americas, combined with DNA testing. While DNA testing might not be 100% scientifically accurate, it does match up with the historical records and historical accounts of our unfortunate journey through the transatlantic slave trade. And it's nothing to be ashamed about. Many people are ashamed at that. And I've seen many people try to rewrite history and de-Africanize us. You know, like I'm watching Project 1619, and they don't even mention African when they explain the history of our people. They say black, they say slaves. They don't never mention enslaved Africans. They don't never mention that because they're trying to prove to you that we are just as much of the American story as everybody else. We are just as American as our oppressors who created the term American. I don't look at it like that. I look at it as we are Americanized Africans. And I have the DNA to back that up. When I am primarily African, but you see that European blood in me through sexual exploitation. It wasn't through a effort of unification. It was a white patriarchal asset to my DNA through sexual exploitation. I won't say the R word because I don't want to be demonetized, but y'all know what it is. So be proud of this rich legacy that you come from. Be proud that you come from all these ethnic groups that make up West Africa, West Central Africa. It's nothing to be ashamed about. And embrace those African ethnic groups. Because to submit to the oppressor or to deny your African roots is to submit to the oppressor, because they intentionally de-Africanized our people in order to have a successful slave institution in this country. And it prospered for many generations. It could only prosper when they de-Africanized our ancestors, because when we were at our most African roots, it was hard to enslave us. It was hard to, we had a resistance, and we still had a resistance, but it was easier to enslave our people when you de-Africanize them and when you detach them from their origins. So I don't want to get up too much on the soapbox, but let's further embrace our African ethnic origins. All right. That's all I got. That's all I got to say. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, hey, speak up. If you're interested in taking this test, just go to yourDNAportal.com and follow the directions. And until next time, holla.